This is Real Spence. You are now tuned in to my Fed Vacation.
Most people know me as Wall Street Real, but for the last 15 years, 14 years, 9 months, 19 days to be exact, the government knew me as MA43083-039. You're now tuned into my Fed Vacation. What up, though? Now tuned into another episode of my Fed Vacation. Today I got my man, my OG, my old head. Ain't too many niggas I bestow that title on, but this one of the very few. I got my man Real Spencer in the building.
Peace. How y'all doing?
What up?
What it is? What up, though?
Yeah, what up, though? We here.
We here, bro. That's what it is.
Came a long way, baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I first got into the system in 2008, 2009, I ran into this brother. Now, his name preceded itself, being we from the same neighborhood, but, you know, he had been gone a while, so it was just a story. So to run into him inside a federal prison, it was kind of bittersweet, you know what I mean? Because it's somebody I kind of looked up to, kind of idolized, and to meet him on that side as a grown man was kind of like, damn, I wish we could have been out here. And the brother was on his way home when I was coming in. And actually, if I ain't mistaken, I think when I met you, you was on year 17.
No, I was on probably about, because what year you for?
We met in 2009 up at Elkton.
2009. So, yeah, bro, yeah. I was on year 7, because I got out 2011.
Yeah, so, you know, and he used to give me a lot of game on how to do my time and what to do with this situation, that situation, especially with the bras. And this one situation, I remember he telling me, he said, Real dog, you get one the last 6 months, you keep getting one last 6 months, it's 20 years to be over, baby. You remember me telling me that?
That's
So,
how you do it.
yeah, I got my man in the building. So for anybody that don't know, let everybody know a little bit about yourself.
Well, no, I come from the bottom of the mud, and I come up from hell. I didn't fall out of heaven, and at a very early age, I was out in the streets, doing my thing like a lot of us was. We doing our thing out on them streets and whatnot, and by the time I turned 20, shit, I was on my way to the feds to do a 27-year sentence. More time than I had actually been in existence on this earth. So in the process of me going to jail, I had ran into some brothers who gave me the same thing I gave you. You know what I'm saying? As far as that knowledge, wisdom, understanding to make it through that time, because you can go in there with a 27-year bit thinking that you're the toughest, you the roughest, this and that, and you can wind up dead, or you can wind up with even more time. You know what I'm saying? They don't mind giving us time. You know what I'm saying? We are just statistics in their eyes. You know what I'm saying? They don't sympathize with our plight, with our mother tears and things of that nature. So, and it was a costly, very, very, very costly price I had to pay. And I say this with all due respect because, bro, man, I lost a lot. A hell of a lot. My old crew, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them dead and gone, my mom's dead and gone, my father dead and gone, my aunties, uncles dead and gone. So, I find and take pleasure in actually giving the knowledge, wisdom, understanding to younger brothers, younger sisters, whoever I got to give it to, because at the end of the day, if we ain't gonna look out for ourselves and give it to ourselves, who gonna give it to us? All we got is us. So I always try to give people that I run in contact with who I saw that was 10 toes down, who didn't fold after they got themselves in trouble, they still 10 toes down. I try to get them the best understanding of how to do that time. And me, I did mine in increments of threes. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I did it in increments of threes, because I couldn't do the whole 27 years at one time. My head a pop. You know what I'm saying? So every time I got to 3 years in my 27-year sentence, I acted as if I had just came to jail. You know what I'm saying? But it helped me through, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially with all the death that proceeded, me being incarcerated and things of that nature. But I will say this, From that time on, from me being incarcerated, I went and got my education together. You know what I'm saying? I went and got my education settled. I wanted to learn certain things, you know what I'm saying? Because there were certain things I didn't know. And a lot of times I come up with the idea that I was only basing the decisions that I made off of
Or
what
what
I
you
knew.
knew.
And if I didn't know nothing better, then I couldn't show nothing better. So I had to go to when I went to jail. I just went and got my education together. Now, today, fast forwarding it, man, it's beautiful.
So you were sentenced to 27 years.
Yeah.
What was you indicted for? What was your charges? What was your case about?
Well, my case was roughly about a guy who he had owed me a couple of dollars, and at the in the process of him owing me the couple of dollars, he was asking for some more work or whatnot, and I really didn't really um want to give it to him because how he asked me for the work. So I kind of like pushed him, I shunned him, but I still wanted my money. You know what I'm saying? And so that he had owed me at the time. And so I tell him, I say, dude, come on with those little couple dollars so I can, you know what I'm saying? Boo, boo, boo. And so one thing led to another. Actually it was a buy bust sting. So a reverse operational sting. So what happened was he was really he had got caught up. And so from him being caught up at that time, excuse me, from him being caught up at that time, he lured the feds to me. At that time, shit, I'm 20 years old. I don't know nothing about no feds, no ATF, DEA, FBI, CIA, and all that shit. You know, so I'm just thinking like, nigga, bring that money. You know what I'm saying? And I was kind of like a hothead at the time. You know what I'm saying? Had beat a couple cases, never been to jail before, so I thought I was tough lying down, so to speak. And one thing happened to another. I went to meet the brother, and when I got there, um, a motherfucker, a white guy jumped on my car, on my van. I had a conversion van at the time. He jumped on the car with a pistol. And I grabbed his wrist because they ain't come in police cars. They came in regular unmarked cars. I don't know nothing about the fee. Man, and I down there, and so happened. I'm so glad because I almost ran the dude over, not knowing this was an FBI agent because I'm finna get away. So I smashed on the gas, and so the guy jumped up off the car, but you know those pillows that you pull up in front of? My truck hit that car, and when it hit that car, um, hit the pillow, it like went, but my front tire hopped over his body, so to speak. He like rolled out the way, so I didn't hit him. So then a chase ensued. I got away. I got caught. A friend of mine got away. Bam, in a nutshell. Um, they took me downtown off of Lafayette to the Federal Building, and from that point on, shit, I ain't see the streets again until 20 years later.
But see, that goes to what I said in a few episodes ago. Like 9 times out of 10, the feds, the government, whatever branch it is, be it the ATF, the DEA, the FBI, Secret Service, they don't really do no work. It's a motherfucker always turning them on to you. A motherfucker
Yeah,
always telling
yeah,
on you.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
a precautionary tale, man. For all you dudes out there that think this shit's sweet, man, and think this shit is a game, it ain't a game. I don't know why they even called it a game because it ain't a game because
Right,
your life is at stake. You can
right.
lose your life or lose your life behind bars. Either way, it's a loss.
Mm-hmm.
You're like in the lose-lose situation. So,
Yeah.
so from the 27 years you were sentenced to, what was the first stop on your Fed vacation?
My first stop was El Reno, El Reno, Oklahoma. That's like a holdover, like a transit spot.
And see, that's
And
before my time. Like I know it's
yeah,
a prison at El Reno, but I know
yeah,
transit was through El Reno before I came in. And I
right,
was
yeah,
just the Oklahoma Transit Center, but
right.
it was at El Reno prison at one
Prison,
point in
yep,
time.
yep, yep. And it was old prison, two birds flying and shit. And you trying to eat your food, they swooping down, grabbing your food. You gotta hurry up and eat this shit. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy, the motherfucker. Because at the end of the day, I'm like, what the fuck they done brought us to? You know what I'm talking about, man? I'm talking about, dude, something straight out of a fucking movie, like motherfucking Alcatraz, dog. And you got these motherfucking tiers, these galleries. But you know what was so funny? Me and a partner of mine, like a brother of mine, we get locked up together. You know what I'm saying? Or we meet each other in Wayne County and we just click. You know what I'm saying? Come to find out he had partners out there that was cool with some of my partners that was out there. So we just clicked and we vowed to have one another's back, not only during the time, but in life. And those words have fallen true to this day. So anyway, we up in there and it was this white guy, another guy from Detroit who went to El Reno with us. Now, one thing about the feds that's different than the state is that in the feds, you got whole states against whole states and not just this neighborhood, that neighborhood, or this. No, you can't do it like that.
The car thing.
The car pin. You know what I'm saying? So, and what happened was this white guy who came with us, you know, he was cool. We was from Detroit. We kicking it, this and that, this and that. And one day I was somewhere getting something to eat or in line, you're doing something, and a guy come to me and like, yo, man, you need to go help your man. They finna rape your man. I say, my man. First, I'm thinking about my partner. He's like, no, the white boy. I said, oh shit. I said, where my man? He said, I think he in the room. I said, go get him. Where dude at? So I go where the white boy was at, and they like on tiers because you got galleries. And so I wind up on like the third gallery. They on the second gallery. So I'm coming down the gallery, but I'm looking over the gallery and I see the dude. And so my man who came and got me off the third gallery, like, man, come here, don't hold on for a minute. And so he went and we broke this table apart. And they got these little boards and shit, these like 2x4s. We went and got those. Now come on. And so we go back on the top tier and we see the little white boy down there standing between three dudes. And they down there telling him, yo, man, you ever thought about sucking it? You ever thought about this? You ever thought about this and that, this and that? And I just, as soon as I heard it, it just, you know what I'm saying? I say, no, motherfucker, come here, motherfucker. So we get down there and they go, no, man, we just talking to him. I say, nigga, you don't talk to your own motherfucking father like that, dude. You don't talk to your brother like that, nigga. You don't talk to him like that. Get the fuck on. Get the fuck on. I said, come on with your dumb ass. So my man, we all with these 2x4s and shit. They like, oh shit, you know, they been business. Because when we come up out of Wayne County, people, the old heads that was in the county with us, they had already told us, man, y'all going to the feds. This how the feds is. So we already knew that we supposed to lock in with one another. We didn't know. I thought that was the penitentiary we was going to be at. And then we stayed up in there for about a month, man. I'm talking about, man, cold hell. We wearing other people's drawers that had been to the prison many moons and years before us. You know what I'm saying? Shirts, t-shirts, everything that had been washed and recycled over decades. And they giving this shit right back to us to put it on. You know what I'm saying? So that was like really like my first hardcore crash coming into the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? Being at El Reno. And then they took us with a joint called Lewisburg. Lewisburg, United States Federal Penitentiary, to where it's a big old castle, man. They got some places out here, man, that make you say, oh shit.
Nah, I've experienced Lewisburg myself. I never done no time in Lewisburg, but I've been through Lewisburg through the transit. They call it the big house.
Yeah.
When you pull up, all you see is a big ass 40-foot cement wall.
It's real.
Yeah, Lewisburg, a motherfucker. Like I say, the three oldest prisons are Atlanta, Leavenworth, and Lewisburg. And fourth is Terre Haute. I don't know exactly what order they're in, but these prisons are from the early 1900s and they still exist today. So imagine being in some shit that's from the early 1900s today.
Yeah.
That shit built like Alcatraz, like anything you could think of a movie. They got them old ass prisons with the bars and all that. That's what these prisons look like.
You ever been to Milan?
Nope, I've never been to Milan.
Brother, listen, they got rooms in Milan. I swear on everything I love. They got rooms in Milan no bigger than a sardine can.
Yeah, the cells in Lewisburg. The cells in Lewisburg are so small, you can't do nothing at the same time. That's right. In the cell together. You can actually stand up in the cells in Lewisburg and touch both walls.
Yeah.
That's how small these cells is.
Yeah, that Fed stuff, man, it really made me mature very quickly because of I got a real glimpse at what these people are capable of doing to us. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't fear me. It just caused me to be more aware of not only my surroundings, but my circumference in the world in which we living in. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people intend to believe that this government is for us. It's not. It's not for us. It's against us. But yet and still, it's it try to lead us to believe that it's for us, but it's not, because ain't no way on God's green earth I would use a United States government that brought drugs into the country, that brought the drugs, you know what I'm saying, into our neighborhoods, the guns and things of that nature. Like they said on Boys, that shit was real. Yeah, it was in a part of a movie, but it's real, man. And the dude Rick Ross, he had put it out there, you know what I'm saying? Then they turn around and make a law against that same drug they brought in, because they knew that those drugs that they brought into us, who had it in their hand? Us.
And we both are victims of that law.
That's right.
And that's like right now, you know, man, you came in the system at a time where the ratio to crack and cocaine was 100 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning if you get caught with 1 gram of crack cocaine and I get caught with 100 grams of powder cocaine, we get the same time.
That's right.
And the author, the architect of that law was your president, Joe Biden. Joe Biden pushed that law.
Sure did.
Joe Biden wrote that law.
Sure did.
And it took Trump to change the law to 18 to 1. And that's why I'm here now, because Trump changed the law to 18 to 1, which reduced the time on my sentence, but it's still not equal.
No, it's not equal.
Crack and cocaine is the same drug.
It's the same
if
drug.
anything, crack cocaine would be a
weaker,
less addictive drug than straight cocaine.
Because it's been diluted.
Exactly.
It's been diluted.
It's mixed with something.
It's been changed out its original form. But they know the average person ain't gonna have the powder. They're gonna have the hard.
That's
the
because
crack.
it was targeted towards our culture,
our
race,
That's right.
Our neighborhoods. And you know, we're not gonna make this show a conspiracy theory show. We're just speaking facts.
No.
And this is facts. Like, if you don't believe me, if you don't believe this brother, do your research.
Yeah.
That crack law, 1986, the law was passed. Nancy Reagan pushed the agenda when Len Bias overdosed off cocaine or whatever he overdosed off of, but that's what made them push the agenda for that law. But that law was targeted towards blacks and browns.
Yeah.
It's a fact that was a racial law. It's a racial disparity, because what's back then in those days, what was the chances of a white boy from middle America getting caught with crack cocaine?
0 to none.
It was in the ghetto.
It's none, because
they made those laws.
Because all them was the ones, because they was the ones that were really addicted to it. You know what I'm saying? Here and there. You know what's so funny though, man? And I'm gonna take y'all back. Right before I had got locked up, during my time, a partner of mine by the name of Reedy, my brother, man. May God rest his soul.
Rest in peace, MC Reedy.
That's right, bro.
Do say,
do scrub. You know, so I'm originally from the Number Streets as well, you know, and but he had told me, it used to be me, him, and another one of my partners. We used to run together. And my partner really was like, man, yo, fool, man, quit carrying pistols so much. Because I should love carrying pistols. Because I was so little and small, you know what I'm saying? So he like, man, quit carrying pistols. I'm like, man, fuck that, man. He said, man, you know they got that motherfucking law out here, the 100 to 1 shit, this and that. I'm like, man, fuck you mean talking about some 100 to 1 shit? Because my understanding is 0 at this time. I don't give a fuck about too much or nothing. And like, nigga, what they gonna come up to me? Freeze, you're the rest, 100 to 1 ratio. You know what I'm saying? And I got the plan and bullshit with him. And he was like, fool, you better tell this crazy fool that. You know what I'm saying?
But a lot of us were naive to that law, because in hindsight, like, you know, I've learned to not live with regrets.
Yeah.
But I got a partner. We got a mutual partner. My brother, Casso, was actually in the feds, calling me. I was pressing 5 for him, sending him money. So he's telling me, bruh, stop doing this, stop doing this, stop doing that. And I'm like, man, you know what I mean? It wasn't that I didn't believe what he was saying.
Right.
It was like the shit was like sounding far-fetched.
Right.
Yeah. But he tried to warn me about cooking it up, if that's what you want to call it, having hard cocaine.
Yeah.
So, you know, again, that law was targeted for art.
You know, and you say, you know, we try not to live with regrets and stuff like that, man. It's only one thing that I really regret, man. There's only one thing that I really, really, really regret. And every time I think about it, then it brings me to tears, because it was dear to my heart. Even though I grew up in a fucked up environment and stuff like that. And My mom's was what she was. She always tried to give me the best knowledge, wisdom, understanding that she had from her point of view. You know what I'm saying? So when I caught the case, I had gave a lawyer about $50,000, trying to beat the case. Mind you, I don't know nothing about the feds. So when my mom came and saw me, she was like, she was like, baby, just the man say take the cop. Go to take the cop. I'm like, well, I ain't taking no cop. Why they want me to take cop? Mind you, I had just beat some all kind of little crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm not gonna take no motherfucker. What I do? I ain't doing it. They didn't catch it with me in my hand. That's how I feel. You didn't catch it in my hand. So how can you say it's mine?
And that's a big misunderstanding for a lot of us, that
That's
you
right.
didn't get caught with nothing don't mean nothing.
Don't mean
It's
nothing.
conspiracy law. You don't have to get
That's
caught with
right.
nothing.
That's
All you
right.
need is 2 or more individuals saying you done something, and your ass will be in prison. I didn't get
That's
caught
it.
with a gram of cocaine, and here I am 15 years later, just being
Enjoy.
free.
Just, yeah, right. That's what it was. And we go in bitter because we like, these mother didn't catch us with nothing. But so she had kept telling me, she was like, Stank, just the man, you hired the man. He ain't telling you. He cannot beat the people. And you keep on wanting to go to trial. And she begged me not to, you know what I'm saying, go to trial, take the cop. And I was like, forget that. I'm going to trial. So he came to me. His last words to me say, bro, he say, brother, I'm gonna tell you. He say, just imagine the judge with a 50-pound mallet. He say, the only person that could get that mallet out of his hand is me. Your nuts are right here on the table. If he let that mallet go, it's gonna drop on your nuts. It's gonna drop on your nuts. I'm telling you, I cannot get the mallet out of his hand, brother. My mama said, Stank, please, baby, take the cop. I said, well, I'll take the cop. Tell him to get my money back. He grabbed his head, Cornelius Pitts. Said, oh, Miss Spencer, tell the boy. He don't want to listen. He like a black star. He don't want nobody to ride him. When I turned around, looked around, brother, I went in that death chamber, which is they call a courtroom, and they hung me, nailed me to the cross. And I was 20 years old, and they sentenced me to 27 years, bro. So
I got to speak on that for a minute.
And hold on, and that's my only regret, not listening to my mother
And taking
the cop. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say.
But for me,
because I lost in the process of me being in.
I remember this very vividly, very, very vividly, because I ain't been too much scared of shit my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Now, as a man, we all have certain fears, but like being a street dude, you grow up and you ain't scared of too much shit.
Right.
Going in that federal courtroom, how the judge sit real high up in this courtroom so big, that shit was scary.
Yeah.
That shit was scary. Like, I'm like, ain't no way I'm getting out. You know what I mean? That shit was scary. But so from El Reno, you went to Lewisburg. Now, was you through Lewisburg through transit? Because in my day, Lewisburg was transit, or was you?
We was passing through, but at that time, mind you, I went during the heart of the epidemic, the crack epidemic. So it was so oversaturated with people. You know what I'm saying?
They actually put you on the compound.
You're going to compound, but you'll be there for 2-3 months sometimes. You know what I'm saying? In transit at a one spot though. So it's down there like you at that spot. So and we pulled up to there, man. You had guys hanging out the windows and stuff. Talking, oh, look at this new booty and this dookie coming in, this and that. So my partner Malik, I tell her, I say, bro, this what's up, man. I said, we going up in this motherfucker, get us some butcher knives, and they're gonna put our backs to each other. Anybody try, hey, I wouldn't give a fuck what, we gonna butcher everything. And we said, that's what's up. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I never smoked cigarettes. But Lewisburg was so terrifying. Me and the brother, we smoked a whole pack of kites and the Bruglers. That night, we stayed up all night just rolling smoke. Like, man, what the fuck we done got ourselves into? You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was, man. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, it made us stronger and better individuals. And I'm gonna be honest with you, if they can just, you know what I'm saying, shoot something at me and say, make all that disappear and nothing. man, I wouldn't take it back for nothing in the world because it was an experience that I needed to become the man that I am today.
So from Lewisburg, where did you go?
Oh, we went to Dream with King, baby. Dream with King was Dream with King. I mean, being incarcerated is always fucked up, but Dream with King was down there like at home. And the reason why is because everything was just open. Then you had family visits. We had money on the compound. We could order our own clothes. That's where that Fed vacation shit type shit come in at. And then but it
And
was
I'm gonna let you get more into McKean, but my experience at McKean was totally different.
that's because it grew off into because we had by the time I left McKean, it became McKean the Nightmare.
I can't think that you leave Elkton and go to Milan before I left Elkton and went to McKean, but
No, I started out back in '93.
no, I'm saying when
at
we were
McKean.
together in Elkton.
Uh-huh.
When did you leave Elkton and go to
I
Milan?
left Elton in 20. I left like because I did 8 months, so I left like January, like say December of 10.
Yeah, exactly. So you left to go to Milan before I left to go to McKean.
Right.
You know, I left Elkton and went to McKean. I fucked up and got sent to McKean.
Right.
So my experience at McKean was totally different than
it was fucked up then.
Your experience at McKean. And you know, I had always heard McKean the Dream, McKean the Dream, McKean the Dream. But when I got to McKean, it wasn't the dream no more.
It wasn't that
now, granted, it was better than other institutions because you had pull-up bars, exercise bike, dip bar in the unit. But besides that, like the administration and being loose, it wasn't nothing other such when I was there.
When I got to McKean, you had so much money on the compound because everybody who possibly was somebody in the city of Detroit, as well as other different states, New York, Virginia, Baltimore, you know what I'm saying? You had all the heavy hitters up in there, all of them. And we was all up in that rocking and rolling, you know what I'm saying? And so by you hitting quarters was the money. So by quarters being the money, you got this dude who the millionaire. You had like, you know what I'm saying? Carmine, which is John Gotti's nephew. You know what I'm saying? So you had dudes like Sammy Scarpin and stuff. You had a lot of guys.
If you're not mistaken, we talking about the same Carmine. Was he in Elkton too eventually?
Yeah, eventually.
That's John Gotti's daughter's
husband, right?
Carmine's
husband, right. So you had you had a lot of people. You had a lot of people there on the compound, man. That was like really like not necessarily tired of the life, but it was like damn, because a lot of people got killed. And even though we was there, we accepted being there than the ones that got killed. You know what I'm saying? For so many people fell victim to the game to where they're no longer here to tell their story like we're doing right now. So a lot of guys they just started splurging, you know what I'm saying? Taking care of the whole compound, so to speak, and money was just flowing.
And see, that's another thing. Like, I think me personally, I came in at the ass end of the old feds. Like I still experienced the Carmines, the Anthonys, the Tony Urso Green.
Yeah.
You know, I experienced some of the old mob bosses, some of the big drug dealers in the beginning of my bit. You came in during that era.
Right.
See, by the time I left, like, and we spoke on this on another episode, the feds was like the United States County Jail. It was a lot of broke dudes that was coming off the bus broke.
And you know why? Let me cut you off right there. You know why? That's because they started
locking up anybody.
They started accepting a lot of those guys. The feds started picking up pistol cases.
Yeah.
And started giving guys who ain't had nothing. This dude walking to the store to go get something for his mama or dad, and they just got a pistol on them. They get caught with the pistol. The state to drop the pistol case, the fed to pick it up and lock them up. So that was the other little thing that they had going on that that made a difference when you was there. You know what I'm saying? And all the money was gone. Everybody had, you know what I'm saying, had like spread it out. Went home, did their time because shit, to do 20 years, man, that's a long time, man.
Shit, who you telling?
That's a long time. 15 years, you know, it's a long time. And I thank God, like a lot of people ask me since I've been home, like, man, how the hell is you doing it? How is you making it? You know what I'm saying? Because me, when I went to jail, I had went to school for carpentry. And when I came home, the city was like in turmoil. It was like 11. I mean, property was like everywhere, abandoned houses, everything. But everything was dirt cheap. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have no money, but I knew how to fix up housing and things of that nature, you know. So I had got with a couple of my partners who was still out here, who had went on, got married, grew up and stuff, had businesses and things of that nature. I started working for their company, one of my good friends, you know what I'm saying? He had on a company called Armed Property Maintenance. And so they had like 65% of Michigan in trash outs and stuff like that. So he had got a lot of the guys that used to be in my hood or whatnot, and he had them working for him. So in the process, I started working for him, and I just started looking and I started learning. And he didn't necessarily say there you go, but the knowledge, wisdom, understanding that he gave me was enough for me to start venturing out on my own. And I finally got up on me enough to give me a property, flipped it, and so on, and kept going. You know what I'm saying? To today, you know what I'm saying?
But we'll get into a little bit of that later, because
Okay.
at the end of the show, I do want you to tell where you at now and what's your transition from being home so many years been and how that's been. But back to McKean the Dream when you was there. Yeah. So what were some of your experiences at McKean the Dream?
Well, McKean the Dream was a gladiator school, first of all. Don't let the dream part fool you. You know, it was a gladiator school. So you had to be armored up. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing to see a knife fight, or a mob getting um um beat across the head with pool balls, because we had pool tables in every unit. You know what I'm saying?
See, I got there. When I got to McKean, they just took the pool tables out of the unit because it was a riot between the Bloods and the Mexicans.
Yeah.
So I got there maybe months after they took the pool tables out.
Did they still have the pull-up bars and stuff up under the stairs?
Yeah, the pull-up bars, the dip bars, and the exercise machines were still there when I was there.
Okay,
yeah.
So that's we had that up under the stairs and stuff like that. But let me tell you about one time, man. It was this one guy. You know, a lot of guys from DC, all of them profess to be professional boxers.
Here we go again. Hey, listen, here we go again. I'm gonna let you continue your story, but here we go again. Like I told y'all, if you're watching this episode, like, and shout out to all my partners from DC. Shout out to
man, I love DC.
Shout out to Lil Head. Shout out to my man Ryan. Shout out to my man Dre. But every episode on my Fed Vacation, you're gonna hear something about some DC dudes. The incident with some DC dudes.
Hey, man.
DC dudes are that infamous in the Fed system.
What?
And I can't wait to have one of my DC partners on this motherfucking couch. You know what I'm saying? To let them tell us for themselves.
Yeah, we're gonna bring them
every episode I filmed so far, DC dudes have came up.
Okay.
Because it's impossible for you to speak on the Feds without bringing DC dudes.
Man, them boys. So, but one thing I say, they gladiators, and they know how to move as a unit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it was this one DC dude. He was terrorizing the compound, so to speak, slapping white boys up and shit like that, extorting them and this and that. So this one white boy, this motherfucker, he goes and he joins the Sunni Muslims. So for protection, of course, you know what I'm saying? So he was tired of the dude G getting down on him. One thing lead to another. Man, they went in there, man. And they mangled G. I'm talking about, dog stabbed him in every place in his body except the bottom of his feet. You hear me? You hear me? When I say they mangled him, they mangled him. So bam, me and one Detroit homies, a homeboy named Big Dog, peace Big Dog, and me and Big Dog was Sally's. They used to call me Little Dog and Big Dog because at that time I was swole like mo. So bam, so Big Dog was like, Little Dog, man, what the fuck is that shit going on out there? What's going on? It's like 5:30 in the morning. So I get up, I go to the door, I'm looking out the little window and shit. I say, dog. I said, but it was like, it had to be about 6 o'clock that morning because everybody's starting to go to breakfast, the child. And so I say, dog, that's like G out there hollering. And dog, man, we got a homeboy named G, God rest his soul. G had came up to the door, he open the door. So when we got, because we used to keep a chair up under our door.
Security.
So when he tried to push the door, he's like, I roll up out the bed, I'll get to the door. I'm looking, I say, man, I think that was G. He in room with the other G, the G from DC. But we had already told him. I told him out my mouth. I say, bro, just find another room to get in, man. I say, you see, dude out here he wilding. That's what. Oh man, G cool than a motherfucker, cause he cool than a motherfucker if you a gorilla. He just didn't like weakness. Which the G from the city, he cool too. So, but we knew what this nigga was on. Dude, that nigga, what you call, man, dog? I saw a G crawling across the floor, dog. I mean, mangled. And then he just stopped. He just stopped. I say, boy, big dog came in. He say, damn, little dog, that is G. That is G. He said, well, fuck that. I ain't going to do it. He climbed back up top. I got back in the bottom. I was like, fuck it, I'm going. You don't want to be a witness to that type shit, man. And we went to sleep, man. So, and Dream McKean the Dream, it was a dream, but it could turn to a nightmare for some motherfuckers, dog. You know what I'm saying? But the car that we rode with, man, we was very small, and you had to have certain conditions to get in this car. You know what I'm saying? You had to be
So
10 toes
you
down.
say the Michigan car was smaller than McKean?
No, we was large. But let me correct that. Even though we was big in numbers, far as numbers, everybody from Detroit wasn't solid. To get in the car that I was in, you had to have certain credentials. So within the big car, we had a small car.
And that's usually
that
that's
was
usually how you
like
go
10
with the
toes
Michigan
down.
car, especially like when I was in McKean, outside of Ohio brothers, and you know Michigan, Ohio, and McKean is one, basically. We got our differences, but
Yeah.
if it's any drama on the flow, we together.
Right.
But
Midwest.
it was maybe 250 Michigan dudes, maybe 300 Ohio dudes when I was at McKean. So when you say that,
oh yeah, no, we was like 600-700 deep on that compound. Detroit, we ran that mo with an iron fist. That little car that I was a part of ran all the car. You know what I'm saying? And you had dudes like Markley, he had Markley, he had Ponytail, you had motherfucking, you had a whole bunch of motherfuckers. You had a whole bunch of motherfuckers out of Detroit. You had motherfucking Skinny, you had Scarell, you had Malik, you had, man, so many motherfuckers that was there, bro. I'm like, God, the motherfuckers who I just got through reading the papers about and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? When I was at home. I'm like, damn, this what this nigga out. That's like John, you had the Yops, you had motherfuckers that was millionaires. That was there, you know what I'm saying? And like a real good old friend of mine, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, they finna make a movie about him. America's, what is called America's Greatest Heist. Oh, the heist that rocked a nation. The heist that rocked the nation. That's the name of the movie. They got a movie out coming out right now. You know what I'm saying? And the guy who actually rocked the nation, the one who actually robbed a nation, the banking system or whatnot, man. Matter of fact, Angela Bassett and I think his wife, Angela Bassett and her husband, somewhat kind of like they up going through whatever they're going through far as with the paperwork, whatever, with this movie. But they trying to steal it from him. But this is the man that did that. You can't take that and put that, make it your story. No, this motherfucker, right here. So he was telling me that a couple weeks ago, whatnot. But yeah, man, you had a lot of different influential people that was on the compound, man, that had made a mark in history. You know what I'm saying? On those compounds then, man, you like, God damn. You know what I'm saying? So it was real for me. Being there, I liked it, McKean, but by the time I had left McKean, man, I was ready for the world then, bro. I was ready for the world. I had became an artist, you know what I'm saying, with poetry, learning poetry, knowing how to draw. Had got my education, my GED and things of that nature. Had went back to school, did that. A lot of stuff, man, that I had did. Learned how to work with pottery, stuff like that.
McKean did have a little pottery down there where you make all the shit.
All that stuff. I had learned all that stuff. My little sister still got pots and stuff. I used to send my moms and stuff like that with her name on it and stuff like that. It was beautiful, man. It was a bittersweet experience.
So how long did you end up staying at FCI McKean?
I stayed at McKean for rough about 6-7 years, I think it was. I was from 93. No, about 5.5 years. From 93 to like 98.
And from FCI McKean, where did you go?
I went to FCI Pekin, Illinois, down there with them Chicago
Gangland.
boys. Gangland.
Gangland.
Gangland. I feel it.
Now,
Yo, listen, I got a story from man, my bro, man, from motherfucking man, Hussein, man.
but listen, before you get into your
Go
story,
ahead.
and don't mean to cut you off, but
Mhm.
certain jails got certain vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And you have
right.
to like be in a system to know that. And like,
Right.
okay, you know, you go to Cumberland, it's a
Right.
DC vibe. You know, you go to Lee County, it's a DC vibe.
Right.
But you know, like in the Midwest, you go to Terre Haute, you go to Pekin, you go to Greenville. Those are gangland jails.
Yeah.
This is as much as you got West Coast jails, this gangland jails.
That's right.
But when I say gangland, I mean Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
the Midwest.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, we from Detroit and we never like grew up in the gang culture. Me and you're a few
Mhm.
years older than me, but we
Right.
kind of same from the same generation.
Right.
We didn't grow up with the gangs like how the younger dudes now had gangs, but Chicago has always been gang central. So Pekin, Greenville, those joints was gangland.
Let me take that back. And you're right. But before I left, matter of fact, it's so long ago, bro. You know what I'm saying? Not that I forgot where I came from or what I went through, but it's so long ago. But when I left McKean, I went to USP Allenwood. And I take that back because
And I know that because I remember you telling me that
which
you
is a
went to your
level
time
6,
at Allenwood.
which was a level 6 institution. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that they have a level 6 institution is they have inside capacity all year round if they want to do a lockdown like that. Meaning you'll never have to go outside ever.
I'm sure you heard of this before because during my time in the system, Allenwood Penitentiary was like an honor penitentiary.
No.
That's the only penitentiary in the system right now that has weights.
Oh yeah. No, okay, yeah, I agree with that.
I'm talking about right now.
Right now, man.
It's 2024, but I just left in 2023.
And I would say this, bro. Due to Allenwood, man, that was one of the most craziest penitentiaries I ever been to in my life.
And see, now Allenwood is not that. Allenwood is the most safest penitentiary in the Federal Bureau of Prisons.
My first day at Allenwood Penitentiary, bro, which my first day, literally off the bus, got my clothes, walk through R&D, get checked in through R&D, go to the compound. As soon as I go to the compound, my homeboy, motherfucking Doc Kim, I wish I could find Doc Kim now. But anyway, my homeboy Doc Kim say, man, they already sent word that you was on your way here, bro. Here you go. You're going to need this. Gave me a butcher knife. You're going to need this, and you're going to need that. Find somewhere to put it. I don't know where you're going to put it, but it's yours. Listen, on this compound, ain't no play. It's murder. The atmosphere on the compound was this thick, bro. Real talk. Literally, it was nothing but murder and mayhem on Allenwood when I was there. I can't say nobody else.
And see,
when I was there, man, dude, whew.
It's crazy because, you know, Allenwood is a complex.
And mind you, I only had 27 years. These niggas had life. Born by life. You had Flex on that motherfucker. You had Duck on that motherfucker. You had Doc Kim on that motherfucker. You had motherfucking Guy Fisher, guy on the compound. You had Sugatti on that motherfucker. You had, man, everybody on. And I'm talking about with natural life. And life with the feds is till you die.
Deceased.
So, man, I'm talking about, man, the first day there, when I walked there, Doc Kim gave me that stuff. I went in, they put me in a room with a dude, this motherfucker snore so loud, dog. They was like, boy, it's like, brother Joe, you got to get up out of there. I know you won't get up out of there. It was noontime. He was snoring already.
Listen, it's crazy you said that snore because at Allenwood, even though I was at Allenwood Low, I had a situation with a dude that snored at Allenwood. So this one they had closed all the private jails. And of course, you had been home years before this happened. But this is 2021, 22, I can't remember, but they closed all the private jails. So they shipped all the foreigners back into the system. So they put a Dominican in my cell. Skinny ass Dominican, an older dude. This motherfucker snores so loud that it didn't make no sense. So at the time, they're not moving nobody because there's no space because the jail is overcrowded because they brought all these inmates from the INS jails there. So it got to be a whole situation. I'm talking about, I wake this motherfucker up out of sleep. He's snoring. He sound like he about to die snoring. He go right back to snoring. When I woke up the next morning, I told the head of the Dominican car, I don't give a fuck what y'all do.
This
Who
nigga
you go
outta here.
see? He's getting the fuck out of my cell right now,
Yeah.
or it's going down.
Yeah.
And I'm blinking up. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Because at this point in my bid, I had came so comfortable in being me.
Right.
I'm only gonna live a certain way.
Right.
So this motherfucker is definitely not staying in my cell.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because you brought the snoring
Yeah.
and Allenwood, and that was at Allenwood when that happened.
Mm-hmm. So, and that's what it was, man. Like I say, he gave me that stuff, man. He gave me the stuff, brother. And of course, I'm a member of the Nation of Islam. I had joined the Nation of Islam, and I need that strong dose of medicine to get me together because I was a hothead coming in, so I needed some discipline in my life. So I had joined the Nation of Islam, but Nation as well as other brothers knew I was on my way there. So once I got there, they laid me out or whatnot. But so I get the little bit, and I go take in the room, put in my little stuff, this and that. So I goes out on the yard, and I'm sitting on the bench, and you ain't never got to see the world because Allenwood is like a oblong, it's like a, you know what I'm saying, a circle, you know what I'm saying, and all that's brick.
And Allenwood actually got a wall too,
right? And they got a wall after that, you know what I'm saying. So I'm sitting on the yard, and you got this one guy, he's walking the track. And matter of fact, you got this one guy, he's jogging the track, and you got these three Mexicans, they walking the track. And so the guy, he's jogging. I go sit on the bleachers, and I'm sitting there, I'm watching, like, okay, cool, checking out the environment that I'm in, this and that, this and that. And you got 10-minute moves. So I'm out there for about an hour. So in the process of me being out there, I'm sitting out there and on the bleachers or whatnot, and the guy who's running, he go to run past the three guys that's walking, and they all turns around, and one of them hit him, boom, like in the abdomen with a knife. And the other two that's jump on, they get the pulverize, the first day, hit me. And so while they hit me, I say, "Whoa, Jack!" And I step, I say, "God damn!" And so when I get up to walk off the bleachers, I look, ain't nobody on. You got a couple people here, there, this and that, but the compound is empty. I can't run in there. You can't get no unit. What I'm doing, I ain't did nothing. So I sat there, I say, damn. And I have been to penitentiary once. I'm like, whoa, God. And they own. So now the whistle going, the horn, everything. And they coming in. And you would think these guys would take this motherfucking knives and throw them down. Man, these niggas had these knives taped to their hands. Dog, I swear on everything I love. I love. These motherfuckers put their backs to each other. It's like, what up? To the police. I say, whoa, Jack. I said, from that on, that day on, I said, this ain't my party right here. This ain't my party right here. So I got to do what I got to do to get the fuck off this compound. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm scared or nothing like that, because I don't fear nothing but Allah. But I'm not no fool either. You know what I'm saying? They mangled him. He had to be, I had been out there for, I'm going to say about 35 minutes. So he had to be running at least. Then he had done put in about 5, 6, 7, 8 laps. They mangled him. So right then and there, my whole thing, I'm gonna be honest with you, I went and started watching the stories with the old heads. The story with old heads. Hey man, God, that's what it is. That's what it is. As the world returns, that's what it is. And I'm not scared, but I'm just not no fool, bro. You know what I'm saying? I had people out here in this world that loved me and that needed me out here. That wasn't my reality in there. I just got caught up under motherfucking this 101 crack bullshit that they had against our people. But this ain't my home. Fuck that. So I got back on the same thing I did at McKean. I started going to school, got this and that, got with the old heads, got with people like Guy Fisher and stuff like that, guys who was on something here. You know what I'm saying? That was my circle anyway, because I was a member of the Nation of Islam. And man, I'm telling you, man, that was a wild mother. I'm talking about, dude, man, me and my partner, Philip Bland, out of DC, my brother, man. Man, me and this brother, we lifting weights, man. And we got 120-pound dumbbell pullovers over our back. And I'm laid back like this.
Pullovers.
Yeah, we doing pullovers like this, right? I see Phil, he like this, he like this. I'm like that, like, what you looking at, man? He's like, you all right, brother? I say, brother, what you looking at, man? And you can like hear like the little commotion and shit. You can hear like the commotion and shit. Dog, man, I look over, man. I take the weight, sit in my chest, and I look over. I see a motherfucker with a 45-pound plate, bro. Hitting this nigga. That knocked all this off. And he reciting the Bible. Thou keep his tongue, keep his mouth. Thou shut up, and this and that, thou this and thou that. I said, man, get this goddamn weight up off me, man. Get my coat, let's go. Rolled up out of there, man. But they lock these doors. I don't want to be a part of that.
And see, that's so crazy hearing those stories because, like I say, I just was at Allenwood less than 2 years ago. And even though it wasn't at the pen, like the pen dictates the vibe for the whole complex.
Yeah.
Allenwood pen is so straight laced now that they try to implement that at the medium, at the low.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, every jail is its own jail, even though
that's right.
This is a complex. But
right.
Allenwood pen is an honor pen right now. It's a snitch pen, and it's a mental institution. They actually got a unit for all the crazy dudes.
Yeah.
And that's what they send them to because, you know, now you left the system 10, 12 years before I left the system.
Yeah.
So now in the system, we have a lot of mentally ill dudes coming in the system. And locking these dudes up ain't always the answer. But now they done came up with some shit to where they got prisons where they send these dudes to.
Yeah,
you know
medical facilities and shit like
Not
that.
Not even medical facilities. They done made it to where certain units in these jails are just for the mentally incapacitated.
Wow. Wow.
Which is dangerous.
Wow. Wow.
Because you're dealing with motherfuckers who ain't thinking right.
Wow. Wow. You know, that goes back to what I was, a dude came, he hung himself, man. And they gave him like 20 years or whatnot. And he came back into the joint. I mean, he came back into the county. He said, man, you know what this judge had the nerve to tell me? I said, what up, bro? I said, man, you all right, man? Because he was sweating bullets. He was scared and all kind of stuff. I say, man, what the judge tell you? He say, man, they gave me 20 years, dog, 240 months. And they gonna tell me do much of the time as you can. And what you can't do, we gonna help you rest of the way. I say, what? I say, the judge told you that? He say, yeah. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I say the judge, and I didn't really understand what he had told me until I went to jail. So what they got is that when you go to jail and you go acting all crazy and all, they put you on some Thorazine, boy, that'll calm you down, have you walking around that motherfucker like a zombie. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. Dude hung himself, killed himself. He literally hung himself. Because he couldn't, you know what I'm saying? He couldn't
I'm sure you've seen it just like I've seen it. Like,
yeah.
And this is a testament to how strong I am, how strong you is.
Man.
And of course, we're not saying this for no brownie points. We don't need no award for it. But it takes you to be mentally strong to get through these prisons.
It do, man.
Because
it really do.
I've seen it. I'm sure you've seen it. I've seen dudes really lose their mental capacity in these prisons.
Yeah.
My man Cheese. I hope Cheese has gotten better, but my man Cheese from Pittsburgh. Good dude. I did years with Cheese. And then one day, Cheese just was a weirdo.
Yeah.
And over time, it just
got with somebody, wasn't you? Who you just locked up with my son? What you locked up with that?
Your nephew.
Who?
Fat Boy. We was at Ashland together. I can't even think his name, but it was your nephew. Fat Boy had the Camaro.
I got so many family members that's
but it was your nephew.
Fucked up and shit in his
I remember he said, and I'm telling him where I'm from. He's like, where you from? I'm from the Number Street, West Warren, Beechwood area. 4204, 4210. So he's like, man, my uncle was such and such. I'm like, whatever. But
you called me though.
Yeah,
and he was like,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, man, you like I got him. Damn, me, you was locked up with Mario.
Yeah.
You was locked up with Mario too. Yeah, so bro, man, I'm talking about, man. Bro, man, I just thank God. I thank God, bro, that we're here now, man. We're able, man, to understand what we went through, man, from a better point of view, man, that we can actually try to overt some of that destruction for the kids that's out here now today, because those courthouse, those courtrooms and things like that are still standing there looking up right now as we speak. Other ways to capitalize off of our imprisonment and things of that nature, our demise and stuff like that. They capitalize off that.
And that's the sole purpose of this podcast, man, to bring awareness to the
Yeah.
system,
Yeah.
to serve as a deterrent to these young brothers that were taught wrong. Because you're older than me, but just as much as you was taught wrong, I was taught wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? We was always taught the bullshit.
Yeah.
Nobody never
Can I ask
told
you a
us.
question, man? I'm older than you, right? Why my beard won't grow like your beard did, man? I want me a beard. I want me a beard. Like, I want to be a Musala, man. I want a beard too, man.
This motherfucker
Man,
crazy.
y'all, you gotta, man. We home. We home, and I love
It's a
it,
beautiful
man. We
thing,
home,
man.
man.
And
We here.
let's toast to that, man, because like I say, man, this brother was 17 years into his sentence when I came in the system. And 14 years and odd change later, we both here now on my podcast, My Fair Vacation, man. So this is a beautiful thing, man.
Yes, sir.
And
bro,
it's like, it's even more beautiful because when I first got out, man, like I'm in a halfway house and you and my brother, y'all drove 2 hours to come see me in a halfway house, man. And we went out to eat, you know what I mean? And we had a good time. We sat and talked some shit. And we learned that we got other mutual partners in the time, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know,
you fam, bro. At the end of the
it
day,
come full circle, you know what I'm saying?
And man, one thing I come to learn, bro, that man, you don't just this right here, man, ain't a given, bro. This ain't nothing that you just give away. You just can't go to a store and buy this, man. I say it with all due respect. For us, I love my people, bro. And I learned to love my people from doing the time that I did. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm always laughing. I'm always smiling because I lived enough pain. I cried enough tears. You know what I'm saying? So right now I'm always laughing because I try to stay in a happy place, even in relationships. You know what I'm saying? With women that I may have been in. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is this, bro. At the end of the day, you're somebody's daughter. So I don't never want to do something that go against the grain of you being that daughter and your sister. You know what I'm saying? So with relationships, with whether it's my sister, my brother, my cousin, you, whoever, I never want to do nothing that's going to be detrimental to your growth and development as a human being, a child of God. I'd rather just walk away. You know what I'm saying? And I say this with all due respect because a lot of times we emotionally attach ourselves to things. So when something don't go right, the first thing we give is an emotional outburst. We got to stop that as a people, man. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you're somebody's son. You get what I'm saying? I'm somebody's son. You know what I'm saying? So why hurt each other? Let's build up something that's going to be good for our children. You know what I'm saying? Our nieces, our nephews, ours, you know what I'm saying? Let's be a good reflection of the good thoughts that our uncles and our aunties and our mothers and our fathers had and grandmothers and granddaddies had. Let's be a good reflection of those good thoughts that they had. Let's be a reflection of that. And not so much of the time when they was drinking this and that, or the time when they was partying. No, come on, let's build something that's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, conducive to that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's people that's coming after us, bro. The world ain't finna stop because you went to jail. World didn't stop because I got popped. You know what I'm saying? So we got to now set something up right now, and we got to educate the people now of the open enemy. You know what I'm saying? That's really geared towards you and I. That's saying, yo, man, and it hurts, man. So right now, bro, I'm just at a happy place, bro. I'm at a happy place to be in your presence, man. You know, I don't know if it's the liquor talking, but it's coming from the heart because at the end of the day, bro, man, listen, bro, you my little bro, man, in regards to what when you call, I'm there, bro. I don't give a fuck because at the end of the day, it's still in me. It's just that I got it under control now. You get what I'm saying? Because of my submittance to the will of God. So I got it under control now. I know how to be a man now. I know how to be a father now. I got a grandson now. I love my baby. And let me say this. Let me cut you for 1 minute. Man, I got this little song that I sing to my little grandson. He could be crying or whatever. Dog, I swear he'll just start smiling or whatever. So my daughter, she'll try to sing the little hymn that I be singing, and he'll look at her and
She don't work for her.
No, so I love this stuff, man. And I love my people and I love y'all, man. For real, man. And that's
And
just
that's why,
what it
man,
is,
it's like
man.
being free, man. Like I tell people all the time, man, it's like I'm still living in surreal moments.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still in surreal time. Like everything, like is damn near like a first for me all over again.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't be giving a fuck about what's going on. Like I'm just happy to be here.
Right. Yeah.
We spoke on the 18-1 law.
Mm-hmm.
My out date wasn't until 2028.
101, yeah.
So I still supposed to be in some prison if Trump wouldn't have changed that law.
Yeah.
So me being here right now is a blessing. And I'm not a very religious person, but I believe in a higher power. So I know it's a blessing that I'm here.
Yeah.
So I'm just enjoying the time right now. I don't stress over too much. Like women not a problem. Money not a problem.
Yeah.
My children are cool. So they haven't been a problem since I've been home. So I'm just happy to be here, man. And chasing my dream, doing what I want to do, man. And that's like bringing awareness to the system, like, and letting brothers such as me and you and everybody else been on my show tell a story, you know what I'm saying? Because that means something to me, you know what I mean? And like I say, it's not for glorification of prison, but this shit needs to be heard because
where we come
nobody's
from.
talking like this. You got a lot of podcasts, it's a lot of bullshit, a lot of fluff, a lot of
I do like that brother Wale though. What's his name? Wale? What's the brother? Wallow. He
listen.
I like that little. I like that brother, man.
No homo. I say this, no homo. Pause. Cam them got me saying that, but I love the fuck out of Wallow and give a show.
Oh man, that's funny.
And I model myself to be after Wallow.
Yeah.
Wallow did 20 years.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. And you know what though? And I look at some of, if you look at some of that brother podcast, man, for real, that brother started shedding tears. And the reason why he shed those tears is because he know. See, one thing, listen, bro, it's one thing to believe. When we go to church, we all believe this and we believe that, we believe this. But it's another thing to know. When you know something, it's conviction. Because you know you sitting down on that couch. Can't nobody tell you nothing different. So, and that be the thing, bro. When you know something, it's just a different whole feeling. And when that brother go to interviewing certain people, like when he interviewed those trying to stop gang violence and stuff like that, and that he try to stop it because he know the end results of it. And he know the potential that he see in these individuals. Only if they was just put those emotions to the side. Remember I just said, you put those emotions to the side, you deal from a more mental standpoint, you can deal justly with people, especially from a knowledge standpoint. And he know that, so that brother, and I say, damn, that brother on some real shit, regardless to the money, all that shit ain't nothing. I'm talking about that individual as a man. And I never met the brother personally. I never been on the same compound as him. But at the end of the day, what that brother give, he give in sincerity. So whatever he get in life, he deserve it and more.
Man, shout out to Wallow, man. And,
peace, bro.
You know, I'm man enough to say this, man. Like at this point in life, where I'm at now, man, that brother's a role model for me. He's inspiration for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of dudes, I don't look up to no nigga. Nah, you look up to these street niggas that taught you the wrong thing. So that's a brother that's moving in a positive aspect, doing the right thing, and he getting a check for it.
Yeah.
So that's what I aspire to be. You know what I'm saying? I don't aspire to be the drug dealer. I was about to say a certain name, but I'm not gonna say that name. But you know,
that's right.
Yo, man,
Right. But
somebody who I looked up to my whole life.
But what I tell you, when we was doing that time, what I tell you, I said, bro, listen, I never ever tell you to follow nothing or be a punk for nobody. Bro, we're gonna deal justly. You ain't gotta join an organization, you ain't gotta join a gang, just be you, bro, and keep it real. That's what I always taught. I said that, bro, from day one. When you first said who you was, I'm like, man, you from you know my man. And I started, come on, tell me what else happened. So I was running, I was in school there, you know what I'm saying? So it helped me out, bro. So, but fast forwarding it, bro. I say that to say this, bro. At the end of the day, you're your own man. You always been there, bro. You always been 10 toes down. That's what you have to even get in that little small circle that I was talking about back then. We don't want no yes mans. We don't want this. Yeah, your money might not be all the way up, but guess what? We got a nigga at the door that we could trust. Matter of fact, we all finna go. The money right there, we gone. Because 10 toes down means 10 toes down. Right. I'm cut from that cloth, dog. And this shit be, man, this shit burns in my soul sometimes, bro. Like, I love you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I be asking people like, man, motherfuckers don't understand where I come from. They don't know because they haven't been through that. They don't know what 4.4 a motherfucker getting 4 point it is. They don't know that. They 4 point your ass, man. They lock you down and 4 point you and turn you over every motherfucking 12 hours. Come on, man. I got a brother, man.
All y'all that don't know, 4-point restraints, they put you in this chair. I can't even describe the shit what they do to you, but it's a chair that they restrain your ass.
Man.
And
Come
this
on,
shit
man.
is some animalistic shit.
Animalistic
some
shit, man.
shit that they do to you. You know what I'm
and
saying?
turn you over. You shitting and pissing right there, and they turning you over, man. Come on, man. They do some wild shit to us, bro. But yet and still, I still came out the individual that I am today. I love my people, and I'm gonna tell my people the raw dog truth. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna play or none of that, bro. But at the end of the day, I try to keep a smile on my face to keep from crying because I know this is what my moms will want. You know what I'm saying?
And that's another thing, like, and another brother that, you know, I'm man enough to say I admire is Tony Lewis out of DC. Tony Lewis got locked up on a Rayful Evans case. Tony Lewis was recently released in 2023, but I heard him say this, and this brother was down since the early 90s. Ain't nobody who done time like us gonna come home and say they ain't somewhat scarred by it.
Right.
But we didn't let the time do us. We did the time. So we're here today, thriving, moving in society with all our mental capacity. You know what I'm saying? So that's a shout out to all the brothers who have done time. They came home somewhat normal. You're never gonna come home all the way normal after doing all that time.
Right.
But you was able to overcome that shit.
That's right.
You was able to see the bigger picture.
That's right.
You was able to come home and be productive in society.
Yeah.
So shout out to all the men, man, that came home for preaching, man. 10
Black
down,
from
man.
Baltimore, B-Mo, baby.
Yeah, that's fake Johnny Walker kicking in. But so from FCI Allen, no, from USP Allenwood, you went to where?
US Allenwood. Then I went to FCI Pekin down there in Gangland. Gangland down there, man. Shout out to my homeboy Money from motherfucking Chicago, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, all my Chicago homies down there, man. Man, I love them boys down there, man. And my uncles and my aunties on my dad's side, you know. Shout out to them, man. Man, it's really a blessing. It's really a blessing to be able to go to another city and they just welcome you with open arms in that fashion. You be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? So,
And
man,
you know,
it's always been a blessing.
I recently had the brother on my show. Me and the brother recently did a book signing together, but one of my closest relationships that I built in prison with a brother from Chicago. Shout out to my man T-Mac, man. Trust
Peace,
moving,
bro.
man.
Yeah.
10 toes down, man. That's my
For real,
motherfucking
though.
guy, man.
I think I saw that. I think I saw y'all doing the book signing thing. I
Yeah,
was like,
man.
that's what's up, bro. That's
Beautiful
right.
person, man. Beautiful
for real,
person.
though.
All the
That's
way
real
down
talk.
and straight lace.
Mm-hmm.
Cut from that cloth.
Mm-hmm.
Solid dude. You know what I mean? Ain't going for no bullshit, but you know, it just is what it is. The brother got, you know, his mind right, and you know, prison taught him a lot, and you know, he's out to set change for the youth. So, what was some of your experiences like at Pekin?
At Pekin, man, Pekin was man. I'm be honest with you. I have me being in jail, I have always found myself in the presence of a man's man. If you know what I'm saying. A man's man is one that stands 10 toes down regardless of what and always gonna make the best decision regardless to the circumstances. You know what I'm
But
saying?
like at the end of the day, I know your character, you know my character. Those are the only dudes that we allowed ourselves to be around.
Right.
And like speaking of my partner T-Mac, a man's man.
Right.
Because me myself, I've never, even from the street, like I was getting money and my crew that I grew up with, my core friends, they might have not been on what I was on. So I was ventured off and found other dudes that was on what I was on because I've never been the type to like a lot of yes men around me.
Right.
I don't like that. Steel sharpen steel.
Right.
So I always put my company in the presence of man's men. You know what I mean? Men's men. Steel sharpen steel.
That's
So I got to be around somebody equal to me. I consider myself an alpha male, so I only can deal with alpha males. I can't deal with nobody weak because I'm not the type that's going to dog a person or trample over a person. So I want to
Mm-hmm.
deal with my equals.
That's right.
So
That's
I
right.
feel what you're saying when you're saying you
Yeah.
always find yourself in the company of mixed
Men's
men.
men.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
And that's what it was, bro. And so it's like the when I hit a compound, the the person that everybody's saying crazy, oh, he crazy. That's the one I want to hang with. You know what I'm saying? That's the one I want to be around. I want to be around the crazy motherfucker. And the reason being is because those type of individuals only need a certain prescription that's going to help their ailment. And a lot of times, like my partner Hussein, man, I love Hussein was man a dog. He kind of remind you of them sticky finger motherfuckers. You remember the rap group Sticky Finger? But Hussein was cool. This nigga spit. He was from New York. Just went on. This nigga spit razors and all. Hey, wait, look at that. He'll always be showing me shit. I'm like, how the fuck you do that, dog? Do it again. You know what I'm saying? So um, and then you had G from Chicago. So it was like gangs emerged, but we was all cool in a motherfucker, bro. And I would say that if the guys that was in the pen could do it, I know guys on the street could do it. You know, so all that beefing and shit, man, that shit cool. No, it ain't cool. It ain't cool. Let me tell the truth. It's not cool. It's bullshit. Because at the end of the day, all of us have mothers, sisters, and brothers that want us to come home. So fuck that shit. Get the money. Y'all gonna get y'all beefing over some pussy. Listen, bro. Can I say one thing? My thing is this. All that gang shit was meant. If we look at Jeff Ford, Larry Hoover, all them dudes, they was doing that stuff and set those things up for protection of their self. Or guys trying to rob their mother's ITs to protect the neighborhoods. A lot of those gangs and things was set up for that. It wasn't the beef to shoot each other, mama's cousin. It wasn't set up for that. You know what I'm saying? So what happened was after the leaders, which the government knew was removed, they could implement, they go give a stool pigeon 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 50 keys or whatnot, and say, implement this, and that, this, and that. And then give the other crew the guns, y'all implement this, and give them the beeping. Come on, man. Fuck that. They can't win. We can't continue to allow them to keep on winning because guess what? I'm not a GD, but I love my GD brothers, growth and development. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a vice lord, but I love my vice lord brothers. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, because there's always got to be victory. And we got to chant that victory for our togetherness, brother. You know what I'm saying? So now that we're living in this day and time, bro, we got to stop the violence and pull our resources together and do what they doing. You got big corp. You don't see motherfucking Facebook beefing with Instagram. You don't see Instagram beefing with motherfucking WhatsApp.
that's only some shit that's in our
And you know why?
because
Because
it's like the
they
Willie Lynch
the
syndrome.
Willie
Still
Lynch
exists.
syndrome, and they
It's
try
not
to
crushed.
implement that at an all-time high.
They
But
don't
we
try, they do
they
implement.
do and all we gotta do is go around the way and do something different to whereas we avert the little destruction that they have set in our path, man, and come up a little bit better and do things a little bit better to whereas we be better. And guess what? Our mothers, our grandmothers, everybody be more proud of us, bro.
And see, that's the thing, man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna use my platform, man, to school y'all, to teach y'all, because this is bigger than my Fed Vacation. Because you know, I got the podcast coming after my Fed Vacation worldwide. That's because we're gonna be talking about a wide world of topics, and
Mm-hmm.
some of these topics that we skimming the surface on my Fed Vacation gonna be further explored on worldwide. So you know what I mean?
And let's talk about this shit.
We're gonna stick to my Fed Vacation on this one. So
Yeah.
at FCI Pekin, how long did you do at FCI Pekin?
I did like a little bit over a year at FCI Pekin, but Pekin had this smell, dude. It had this smell. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was soybean plant or something next door to it, but it was like be this smell that was in the that's my little brother, my son calling. That was in the air that would hurt my head. I mean, I'm talking about when I say it would hurt my head. It was a smell. I know you don't smell death before, right? You know how to smell the dead body. Well, it smelled worse than it's like I don't know what the fuck it was. And so I had to get up out of there. But man, while I was there, man, it was beautiful, man. I met pimps and all kind of stuff up in there. That's where the pimp gang come in at. And But my man Hussein,
Crazy
man,
you
who
say
was
that
up
you
at
met pimps. My last celly that I come home from was a pimp. Little young boy Orlando, man. Shout out Hezo, man.
Hezo.
Yeah, shout out my boy Hezo, man. But Hezo was a pimp, man.
Man, Hezo was a pimp.
Yeah, that shit like
that up in there.
yeah, but it's so different from being a drug dealer, a hustler, you know, street dude in that
Right.
aspect
Right.
from the pimps.
Yeah, it did totally different.
I used to get on this album talking about we been in a cell and it's not no beef, but
Right.
I'm on his ass because I'm refuting everything he say. Like all night, like his whole ideology on everything was different from my ideology because we come from two different backgrounds.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, shout out to the pimps, man. Shout out Blue Diamond, man, and you know what I mean, my man, Good Game, you know, because
Good Game, yeah.
Listen, and that's a listen. I got to say this, man. I don't want to get off topic, but I got to shout out my man, Good Game. And matter of fact, I got to reach out to Good Game. Good Game, you got to be on this motherfucker.
What about Pimpin' Ken?
I don't know if Pimpin' Ken ever done no Fed time.
Oh no, I ain't say you know. I don't think
Pimpin' Ken. Good Game is from that era. Like when you see Pimp video, you see Good Game right there with Pimpin' Ken. So I had the pleasure. I say the pleasure of doing time with Good Game.
Hey man,
Good Game is a funny motherfucker. He's a comedian instead of a.
Hey, we got to get him on the podcast one day, man.
Listen,
we got to get him on the podcast.
You see this game? Hey man, this your man game, man. Hey man. You know what it is, man.
Right.
Hey, get your ass on this couch, man. Hey, man.
And let's talk a good game.
That's my
good game. That's what's up.
Good Game is a funny motherfucker. But so FCI Pekin, you went to where?
From FCI Pekin, I went to Elton, the great Elton,
infamous Elton,
the infamous motherfucking Elton. Now, you know, have you been to Elton, right?
That's where we met at.
That's what we met. You remember that sign? You remember the sign I painted in the kitchen with all the major league, what was it? Major league,
sports teams, all
the baseball.
Something about grill. I don't remember what it said. Elton Grill.
I painted that was a little bit my signature, and I put it on there, and I put it over the kitchen and thing. I painted that, man. I was so mad at Elton, man, because them motherfuckers, and that's why they locked me up, because I was mad because they paid me $500 to do that, man. That was a motherfucker $2,500, $5,000 job, man. Yeah, I painted all that shit.
Elton is where I started at, man. And like I say, I had the pleasure of meeting good brothers like you when I first started at Elton. My man Stacks from Baltimore, rest in peace. My man Shocker
from Baltimore,
Shocker from New York.
Shocker! I'm in Shocker. Shocker from New York. I'm in Shocker.
Yeah, I had the pleasure to meet some good.
What about Black? Which is Williams' brother, one who they made The Wire after. They made the win Black when I was there. Barry, brother
Wingo, you know what I mean?
Oh man, Wingo, man. Piece of Wingo. Wingo got more motherfuckers out of jail than I know any attorney. Yes, Wingo, man, that's the top man. He work at Receiving Hospitals right now.
And that was like a good thing for me because I met a lot of good brothers like y'all. Malik from New York. They said Malik just passed, man.
Yeah. Malik?
Yeah, Malik just died, man. So G, I don't know. I gotta tap into my New York club. Yeah, but you know, coming in, Malik. Little light skin Malik.
I know you're talking about.
It was good that I met brothers like y'all coming in the system who kind of reared me in the right direction, even though I kind of spiraled out of control due to certain circumstances, like my mother passing and shit like that. I kind of got out of control. But from the beginning, I met brothers like you. You know what I'm saying? So you opened Elton up, if I'm mistaken, or was there one?
I got there 2 years after they opened. I never wanted to go to Elton.
I mean, nobody ever wants to go to Elton from what you hear about Elton.
Yeah, you know what you hear about Elton. Yeah.
But for me in hindsight, like Elton was the closest I had been to Detroit. My whole 15
Milan
years.
was the closest.
Yeah, I didn't never make it to Milan. You know what I mean? So, you know, what was some of the shit like? You was at Elton a long time. I know this.
I was at 11 years. I did 11 years.
You was at Elton 11 years. So I know you got a lot of Elton stories, but you know,
do the bunch of them.